The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
What's up, everybody? It's Blake and my boy Dustin, and we are back with another episode. And Dustin, we are here tonight to talk a little Auburn baseball, man. A little midweek action against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and what a game it was, man. You get a little redemption after dropping that Southeastern series last weekend at Plainsman, and you jump out in the midweek, get Georgia Tech at home. You fall down to a big deficit early. The people on social media are talking. Some tweets were made saying that Auburn was getting drubbed at home, and you find a way to come back and win it, D. I mean, what a performance late,
Awesome.
man. Justin Kirby with his bat, the bullpen that had been catching so much heat, especially in the earlier innings, man. Tommy Vale comes out after the first inning. He gets his work in for this weekend and everything. And it was just like a complete 180 for this baseball team, Dustin. What are your thoughts, man, kicking this episode off just off the dome, man? How did you feel about this big-time win in the midweek over a great Georgia Tech baseball team?
It was exciting. It was a lot of fun. Think about this, Blake. The game went 4 hours, and you know what I didn't do?
What is that?
I didn't turn it off. I
didn't
kept
either.
watching. It
Yeah.
was a little long, but I kept watching. And I'll be damned. That's crazy how that works.
Dustin, you want to know why you kept watching? You want to know why? Because this lineup is never out of it. It's never out of anything. All right. This lineup, top to bottom, even guys coming in off the bench, bro, can absolutely rake. So I didn't stop watching it. I know you didn't stop watching it. And I know our viewers and listeners didn't stop watching it because this team is never out of anything. Down 7-0 that early, and you find a way to fight back, man. Hell of a game. Hell of a performance.
20. So the Auburn Twitter account posted yesterday, of our 56 wins dating back to the start of last season, 29 of them are comebacks and 7 so far. So, yes, speaks to the bats, speaks to the talent we have, speaks to the depth we have. But what it also speaks to is the culture that Butch Thompson has built in that clubhouse, that we're going to fight. We're like they've been saying all week, stay in the fight. We're never out of this thing. You saw the last out for Southeast Louisiana, and we almost came back and won that damn game. So, yeah, dude, you can never turn off your TV. These boys are always in it.
Well, man, look, let's start at the beginning of this game. All right, let's open this thing up. One thing that we do want to say is the Auburn Tigers are now 122, 112, and 6 all time versus the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in the baseball series. It's great to beat an old rival, man. But let's kick this thing off in the earlier innings, man. Tommy Vale. I'm not too much invested in that. It was just quick work for this weekend. It was basically him throwing a pin, let's be honest. He does give up a run, but things then get turned over, man. Connor Copeland, Chase Alsop. Talk a little bit about those first couple of innings and those performances, man. Are you a little worried for Chase? It's been rough here lately.
Yeah, I am, because, it was interesting because at first you texted me and you were like, why is Tommy Vale going tonight? Because we thought he was going to go more in inning. We didn't know the plan. And then when you see the plan, it's like, look, I don't ever want to question Butch Thompson, but man, I just don't think we have the staff to have a staff day. Like, we certainly don't have guys to do what UAB did last week and throw 7, 8. Like, we just don't. It's just not consistent enough. And as far as like Alsop goes, when you move him to the pen, you see 2 stud performances, and then all of a sudden you see 2 not so stud performances. And then with Copeland, we've seen Copeland shine this year.
Yeah.
Gives up 5 runs on 6 hits. I mean, this team had it had 6 doubles in 1 inning. Like, I was about to break shit in my apartment, brother. I was like, man, what is going on? So it's and then we'll talk about it in a minute, but then you look at a guy like Chase Isbell, who has been struggling lately. He comes out and gets the win and locks it down in the last. So it's all of them have the capability to do it. Butch wouldn't recruit them to Auburn if they couldn't. They've got to find some consistency here with these guys. There has to be, and like John struggled Okay, but you can give John a pass because when's the last time John Armstrong struggled? Like, he had a bad outing. Everyone knows you're going to have bad outings. Ike Irish had one game where he didn't have a hit, so everybody's going to have a bad game. So I'm not worried about John, but the other guys, it's like, bro, I've seen you shine.
Yeah,
I've seen you shine. I know you can do it. And Chase Offsat specifically in his case, we've seen you shine multiple times. Like, it's definitely in you. So whatever it is about, like, you got to find it, because we said this on the last one. The Wolves are out the door now. Now we're playing the big boys. So you cannot depend. Look, I love it. 29 to 56 comeback wins is great. But I would also say, if you don't put yourself in those holes, then you have a lot better situation going forward throughout the game, obviously. And in a weekend series, that helps your arms out too. I mean, we got to quit dipping into all these guys.
You know, Dustin, when I saw Tommy come out and it be announced that he was the starter and everything, I said, okay, well, if he goes more than 2 innings, he's not starting this weekend. And seeing Butch pull him after the first, that kind of let me know, like, hey, he's in the weekend rotation. That was just really a pin day. Let his arm get some action. See him throw against some live action and everything. So Tommy, I believe he's going Friday night, and then Zach Saturday. I believe that's how they got it set up, and then TBA Sunday. So Tommyville, we're going to need you on the road this weekend in Fayetteville. Hopefully he is on his A plus stuff. But man, let's talk about falling down 7-0. And like you said, Georgia Tech, man, they had that big third inning where it was just double after double after double. And to fall down like that, and then Auburn come in and immediately strike back. You had Justin Kirby, Gavin Miller, who has played so well. I actually think he has stepped in and taken over third base, and I think they're going to move Bryson to second. And I think that's the move, man. Gavin's got some pop.
Cole will be back at short. Did you think?
Yeah. I think Cole will be back at short. I think he's okay. I think he will play this weekend. And then even Caden Green, man. Look, a lot of people have been on Caden Green, and they're saying, oh, well, he can't really hit that great. Caden stepped up in this baseball game, man. He had a big double play late, kind of got caught on a little short hop off the mound, and he fielded it, stepped on second, threw it to first. A big-time play, man, from Caden Green. And he also stepped up with the stick when Auburn needed him. Dustin, just talk about falling down 7-0, man, and immediately striking back. This Auburn baseball team and the resiliency that they showed the other night.
So at the game Saturday that I was at, game 2 of the double or the series, and we ultimately, it didn't happen this game, one of the rare occasions, but when we got down big, like everyone, the mood in Plainsman was, I'm not leaving until the last out. Like it's just at this point there's like a belief, and it's the opposite of like with the basketball, right? Like when the game gets tied in basketball, you're like, oh man, here we go. But it's just and like I say that because like I talk about in basketball, when it piles up on you, it becomes a thing. It's human nature. You can't avoid it. It's the opposite thing here. At this point, like it's in their head that we are not out of this thing. I mean, was there any question that Ike Irish was about to rope a double right there? Like it's what he does, bro. It's what he does. And just we can go back throughout the season now. I mean, our boy Stanfield let's go. So Bobby's playing great. Bobby gets hurt.
Yep.
Stanfield steps up, plays even better. Okay, Stanfield gets hurt. Here comes Mike Bello. I'll go 2 for 4. I'll get you some big hits. Like it's just the depth in the outfield is crazy, bro. It really is.
That's a fact, Dustin, and you know that's what I was saying down there on the bottom line, man. Is Mike Bello and Josh Hall. Josh Hall with a huge hit, all right, to tie it up at 11 late, and just to have that depth, just to have guys like a Mike Bello and Josh Hall, where you can say, hey, all right, we need you tonight, and they go in there and the lights aren't too bright. All right. They're actually turned down. They're dim. All right, because Josh Hall and Mikey have been in that situation before. So, do you think Josh Hall was nervous the other night with 2 outs in that count? No, he found a pitch right down the freaking pipe and threw his hands and hit a line drive right back up the box. So, Josh Hall was excellent the other night, absolutely excellent. So it is really fun to watch this team, man. And look, they fight back. They get 4 right there in the third, I believe, and Georgia Tech comes in and they tack on 3 more to go up 10-4. And then my guy Justin Kirby in the 5th, Dustin. What a performance he had, man. It is right here on the bottom of the screen, man. Justin Kirby 4 for 6 with a big time mammoth 2-run homer in the 5th, man, to make it 10-6. At this point, Dustin, when Justin got a hold of this baseball, I said Auburn's got a chance to win this game. All right, you cut the lead to 4. You're at home. As cold as it was, there was still fans in the seats, man. The shout out to the Auburn fans who stayed to watch this baseball game. That were heckling, the blue behind the plate, even in the 12th inning, man. Kudos to you guys. You guys are the true champions. But man, when Justin Kirby made contact, it was a no doubter, Dustin. It was a no doubter, and just talk about the performance he had. I mean, a triple away from the cycle the other night.
Yeah.
Dude he's seeing beach balls right now, man.
Yeah, well, when they say, well, the narrative at the beginning of the season, and obviously it was earned, was he only hits home runs. Well, come up a triple short of the cycle, you show me you can do it all. It's just
you remember what I told you? You remember what I told you? All right. I said
it's coming.
Everybody calm down on the 218. I saw so many people. Oh, Justin Kirby's only hitting 218 right now. His only hits are home runs. Pump the brakes, man. Justin Kirby will find it. Is there holes in his swing? Absolutely. But it looks like to me, Dustin, he's starting to find it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I love his approach to the plate. Like
yeah.
I mean, he'll walk, he's patient. He'll wait for his pitch. So it's just another bat to where it's like, I'm confident. And the clutch gene, dude. Like there's just not a lot of guys in this lineup to where if there's a man on second with 2 outs, you're like, man, they're not going to get a hit.
Yep.
I believe in a game where if you get a hit 3 out of 10 times, I believe in our guys when they're at the plate. I'm like, man, if it's a clutch situation, they're going to make the play. I just it's going to work out. And it even defensively, Carter Wright, great defensive play to save that run in a very clutch moment. Like this team is made of the right stuff, bro. All of the intangibles are there. And when you're going to be in these SEC dogfights that we're going to be in, that is a very, very good quality to have. And as far as Kirby goes, man, he's just one of a bunch of guys. And I'm not saying that to diminish him. It's there's so many of them. Like, yeah, the kid's getting hot at the right time. And he's got some tools, man. He can do it all.
Well, Dustin, let's talk about the 6th inning, man. And this is where Auburn goes down 11-6, and this is where the whole entire game changes, man. Auburn gets people on, they make things happen, and then Ike Irish and Bryson Ware and Josh Hall, like we just mentioned, with the big time hit to tie things up, man. Ike Irish is still him. Bryson Ware is still swinging a damn paddle, man. I mean, he is freaking squaring everything up, man. It's like he's just making just barrel on every baseball, man. He hits it so damn hard. And Ike Irish, man, like I said the other day on Twitter, dude shouldn't even be playing at Auburn. All right. I've said it on this podcast multiple times. You watch his approach at the plate, the way he can drive the ball to every part of the field, man. Insane. It is insane that he is that polished of a hitter as a true freshman, as an 18 to 19-year-old kid. That is what he is. And he is this damn good. There's no way he should be playing college baseball, period. Dude should be in an organization somewhere getting ready to kick things off in a minor league system. Okay.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, the resiliency of this team, the 2-out hitting, the never give up mentality. And that is, in my opinion, what makes this team so great, man, is just, you don't turn off the television because you're like, hey, Auburn's still in this thing. And look, this 6th inning, man, I had a guy on social media. Quick story, Dustin. Had a guy on social media and say he's a huge Alabama fan. Shout out Jeremy Coffey. All right. I know he doesn't listen to the pod, but I hope he listens to this episode because he's a big Alabama fan, right? So he posts on Facebook and he says, poor Auburn, poor little brother, whatever. You're now getting blown out at home in baseball. Well, first you were a football school, then you were a basketball school, and then you were supposed to be a baseball school, but now I guess you're waiting on equestrian and something else, he said, or swimming and diving or something. And he said, ha, 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 this is the most laughable program ever, or something like that, And so it wouldn't let me share the post the other night. So I had to screenshot the post, crop it down a little bit, and then I put it on Facebook the next morning, all right, and just laughing emojis, like 3 rows of laughing emojis, right, and said Auburn won 12-11 in the 12th, by the way, all right, and then hit him with the tag. So then Auburn baseball, they released the highlight video and everything. So then I share it and hit him with another tag, all right, because don't give up on this team, bro, and especially, like, why are you throwing shade when you just got derailed by an Ivy League school?
Right? 15-0 or something?
Yeah. But that's my thing. And yeah, you're the number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. But hey, we made it as well. We're a 9 seed, and I didn't get the shade that he was trying to throw. But hey, welcome to the pod, man. I'm glad to mention that story. It was super funny to me. Bro thought he was getting away with highway robbery, and then woke up the next morning and said, "Bam!" There it is. But man, yeah, this 6th inning Auburn strikes. Just talk a little bit about that and their resiliency, man. Once again, finding a way, 2-out hitting, finding a way to strike back and make it a ball game.
Yeah, Bama fans need to shut up. Like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Because this last month or so has not been your finest month. And y'all have had some bad moments, but killing your way through the SEC and some of these things that are going on out there. You guys are wild, man. You're really wild. And
killing your way through the SEC is the worst thing I've ever heard.
It's just pathetic. And then my dad had a very, very good point on that. I sent that to him, and he said, he said it reeks of entitlement because they don't get checked. They're allowed to do these things. All right, so I'm gonna go off on a minute. Did you see that Will Wade is suspended for the first 5 games he starts coaching with McNeese State?
Yeah.
Dude, get out of here with this bullshit. Like the inconsistency in the way that they administer these punishments and the way they treat certain people. You don't like Will Wade. That's it. You don't like Bruce Pearl. That's it. That's all this kind of stuff is. It is ridiculous, dude. It is absolutely ridiculous. So if you are an Alabama fan, of course you feel like you can wear that t-shirt. Of course you do, because no one's going to check you. Like, it's the kids, the people involved never sat a second. They played their way right through all of it. So, that is what it is. If y'all are going to post about our baseball team, don't worry. Like, we're going to get to play.
Yeah.
And I'll call it right now. We're going to beat them. And we're going to win the series 2 out of 3. And then hopefully, my hope is, I pray that if we have win the first 2 games and we're up in the 3rd game, that Daddy SEC doesn't step in on a beautiful sunny day and call the game because of rain, just so you avoid the sweep because you're on the verge of not making tournaments. So for a team that has everything tilted in their favor, it's laughable. we're going to play you. We're going to beat you. And yeah, I look forward to it because do your research. If you would just, if you just knew a little bit about little brother, you would find out that a team that's got 29 comeback wins in the last 2 years probably ain't out of it in the third inning. Shut your ass up.
Oh my goodness, man. Yeah. So Auburn strikes back. They tie it up. And this right here, man, this right here, this is exactly what I wanted to see. And I was hoping and praying that we could see it, Dustin. Will Cannon, Tanner Bauman, and Chase Isbell. They made a statement, man. And I'm super excited for Chase, super proud of him, man.
Yep.
This is, a guy that we've been waiting on. And Chase bows his neck, pitch after pitch, man, and just showed up and showed out. And hopefully this was Chase's coming out party, Will Cannon. I mean, excellent stuff. What did Will have? He went 2 1/3, 1 hit, 3 Ks. Tanner went 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 Ks. And Chase went 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 Ks. All right.
Yeah.
Lockdown stuff. The
Tanner's
rest of the way
good,
out.
really.
The rest of the way out, lockdown stuff. And Tanner's not going to be in the rotation for now this weekend. He could go Sunday. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But I like him out of the pen, man. I really do, because I think he's going to give you 2 to 3 solid innings. Usually when he starts, he gets kind of hairy in that 4th inning. You start seeing a little traffic on the bases and everything, the command and everything. So I do think he is meant for the bullpen.
Yeah.
But just talk about these 3 guys, man, their performance, and just Chase Isbell, man. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
We're super proud of you, brother.
Yeah, so this is the thing that's hard about this, man. Like, we know that multiple of these players' parents listens to us. They comment, they send us messages on Twitter. Like, we know the parents are listening. We know that guys on the team are listening. So it's a difficult line to walk because, like, one, I support you and I understand what you put in behind the scenes, the work it takes to be a D1 athlete, and that nobody wants you to perform well more than yourself, obviously. So that's always in the back of our mind. The numbers are what the numbers are sometimes, and we have to be real and call it what it is and read the numbers. And, yes, they are college kids, but you're an adult now and you're grown. And I mean, from the time you start playing high school sports, they start writing about you in the paper. So, you know what I mean? Like, from that point on, once you hit the 9th grade, you have to understand that my performance can be wrote about in the media and put out. That's just part of it. So, I mean, it's tough, man. So, like, I say all that to say, like, I don't, when guys like Chase Isbell have been struggling, it's hard. It's hard to come on here and be like, man, this guy's not, he's been struggling. So, super proud of him for coming out and getting the dub, closing it out, a big win versus a rival. I like what I saw out of Tanner Friday. Will struggled this weekend, so nice bounce back from Will. And that's the thing, like I talked about with Chase Allsap. Y'all got it in you. We know you can do it. So it's just about finding that consistency, and hopefully for these guys, especially Chase, he can look at it and this can be the confidence booster to get him forward. And I'm with you on Tanner as well. I like the stuff Friday. I feel like his limit, like you, is probably around 60 to 65 pitches. And then it starts to, the command starts to go. And we need middle relievers right now. We need a guy that can come in if he has to in the 4th inning and get us to Armstrong or get us to Will in the 7th or 8th. So that right now, that's a role that I'm probably the most worried about on this team. So if Tanner can step up and be that guy, then, like, hell yeah, we need you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the lineup one bit. I don't care who's in it at all. Like, this Auburn lineup can absolutely rake, man, and it's damn fun to watch. So let's fast forward to the 12th, man. The Auburn Tigers, Justin Kirby gets on, and he swipes a bag, man. He swipes a bag, and Auburn was super aggressive right there. We were kind of waiting on it. I was wondering when Butch or Gabe was going to pull that trigger. They finally do. Curb, he swipes second, and now you're hit wins it. You're in scoring position, and Brody Wortham, man, the transfer in. He gets a pinch hit, and this is just another example of how deep this baseball team is, man. Just comes in, and did you hear his approach to the plate, man? I love to hear it. First thing out of his mouth, they said, "Brody, what were you looking for?" And he said, "Man, I was looking middle away, fastball middle away." What did they throw him? Fastball middle away, and he absolutely put barrel to ball, man. And you knew off the bat that the right fielder for Tech had no shot to throw Kirby out. It wasn't even going to be close, and it wasn't. So the Auburn Tigers with a walk-off victory, man. Just talk a little bit about Brody Wortham, his at bat, and just, I mean, the excitement from this team, man, that they look like they're just so bonded together. And I know Coop mentioned it when we had him on. He said it was a very special group of guys.
Yeah, they're a blast to watch. They really are. They're
Absolutely.
really fun to watch. I said before, I don't know what the ultimate end to the season will be, but I know that I'm going to enjoy watching these guys. I love the intangibles. I love the way they're built. And yeah, dude, Brody comes in and it's just another guy, man. It's just another guy where it's like, damn, dude, we got so many options. Like it just doesn't matter, man. It really doesn't. So the most fun baseball game of the year, and we're gonna play GT again, and it's not I know it's not Alabama, I know it's not Georgia, but like, don't take it lightly. I mean, 126 to 112-6, like that's a lot of baseball. And the first time we played them was 1897. So long history. Love to rec Tech, dude. I'm all about it. And just good, just the whole. That's what we needed after the way the weekend ended, and it's a big boost coming into this weekend that we're gonna need.
Absolutely, 100%. That is the biggest thing that hits home with me is you needed that game, man. If you would have got ran out of the building there, what happens? And to see you fight back and to see you win it in a walk-off in the 12th inning, and just to get that redemption right there, that's that sour taste of that Southeastern series out of your mouth, and you get a big-time midweek win over a Georgia Tech team that is stellar in the baseball department. So, man, SEC play starts Friday night. All right, 6:30 Central, right there in the screen. Saturday at 2 Central, and Sunday at 2 Central. And we got to go on the road to Arkansas. We know that they're a powerful club. They got a little pop in the lineup as well. They can hit the tater, and they're pitching. From the looks of it, it looks pretty damn good. So we know what kind of powerhouse they are. We know DVH, Dave Van Horn. We know he has always got talented squads. We know that they're